Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. This is a mini, and I am Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
And I'm Connor.
Yeah! Let's get it started. Brian, you said you got a lot of stuff that you watched this week, right?
The applause for half a second.
Listen, our fans, they know what they want. They clap, and we get right into it.
That's right.
Is that all our fans clapping right there?
That was Kevin, and that was, I heard Dana in there.
That's all of them.
My friend Dave from work.
His friend Dave, yeah. We got 3.
Then we have another foreign fan.
Someone at Hibbert.
No, we have. Oh, Hibbert people? Do we have?
Carrie said someone at one of her coworkers listens. I
Oh,
believe.
wow.
Yeah.
Is it Tara?
No, it's like one of the guys over
Mike
there.
Baldwin?
Now I'm very scared. Oh, maybe it's Mike Baldwin. Yeah, he does.
But he lives in Tennessee now.
No, it's someone who like works in the office with her.
Wow.
I'll have to ask her.
Now I'm scared.
Yeah, please find out.
Hi, person from Hibbert.
It could be somebody you know, could be somebody I know.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of downloads from Mozambique, so shout out to Mozambique.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
And if I put a world map right, I have a globe right in the other room. I'm gonna put $10 on it. Who can point to
Who get
Mozambique
closest?
on the globe?
Do you know where it's at?
I have a general idea, but it's a very general idea.
I think I have a general idea as well.
I only know because it was lit up on the map.
I took Andy's joke there. Now, go ahead. Get started with what you got this week.
So, I finished the Dodo La La So So.
Oh, that's the one you mentioned last
La
week,
La.
right?
No, So So La La So. Yeah.
Are you sure it's not like Do Re Mi Fa Sol La?
No, it's
Like that?
Do Do So So
So
La
it-
La.
so it is that
So.
song. Okay.
Yeah, Twinkle
It
Twinkle
skips
Little
it.
Star.
Yeah, okay.
But it ended, and I know Christine will agree with me, horribly.
Horribly bad or horribly like just
And I'm going to
Horrible.
spoil it. So
Go ahead.
anybody who doesn't want to be
Go for
spoiled
it.
for Dodo So So La La Soul, just skip over this part. But so at the second to
Everybody's
last
still
episode, the main character, the guy, there's two, a girl and a guy fall in love, whatever. He dies. Okay. And so then the last episode is everybody dealing with it. And then they flash forward 5 years later and show where everybody is. And then at the very end, he comes strolling up the street and, surprises his girlfriend. And,
I'm not dead.
And, yeah, I'm not dead. He said, I just wanted to make sure he had leukemia. He says, and he got treated. And he was like, I just wanted to make sure I fully recovered. And I was like,
that's how it
so
ended.
you
Like,
put this girl through hell
For 5 years?
5 years.
and she hadn't moved on yet. She wasn't
No,
like
she
married and
hadn't.
had kids with somebody else by then.
She should have, just to spite him. That's ridiculous, man. They get together at the end?
Yeah. And
that's
she was
horrible.
mad, but she took him back. And that's just a terrible ending.
Was he rich?
He was rich,
Oh, okay.
but he was also young. So 5 years ago, he was only 18 and she was 24.
Damn.
So I think this was a way to make it more acceptable. I think in their thinking was like, okay, so now he's, 24 and she's 29 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just terrible.
Sounds bad to me.
Like,
is this the one Christine was crying at?
Yeah, because it was super sad when he died.
okay,
and then watching everybody deal with it. And then this poor girl being tortured
Did he
for
fake
5 years.
He faked his death
He
for
faked
5
his
years?
death. Yeah, he sent his mom to go tell her, But technically, she never said he died. She just said he's gone. But
Oh, that's the technicality.
yeah,
We never said he died.
5 years for treatment for leukemia. I mean, I don't think
Your body can't take 5 years of chemo, right?
You can't. That's not that long of a treatment. And if you're eventually going to. He looked great, which means probably a year ago he looked great. He was still recovering, but he could have said something.
Maybe he wanted to make sure it didn't like have a resurgence really quickly.
But I think-
like,
True.
oh, okay,
I think he could possibly
Now
get
I'll come
leukemia
back.
for the rest of his life, though, still, right?
And what happens
yeah.
if he just gets it the next day?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if he gets
Oh,
sick
it's
again?
back.
He's just
Sorry.
going to disappear.
See you in 5 years.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Terrible.
I don't like it.
She's got to figure it out. She's like, 5 years, I'll be 34.
I can still have kids. Can you knock me up before you leave next time?
Yeah, at least they saw something to do for these 5
I
years.
got to get on with my life. Connor, you watch anything?
Yeah, I got a couple things to talk about. I am currently on episode 7 of Andor. I've been slowly going through it just because I'm busy, not because anything wrong with the show. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. I just love everything it's going for. It's not, at least so far, it's not trying to be like, here's this Star Wars Easter egg. Here's this guy. Remember this dude? Like, it's not doing that. It's telling its own story that is connected to the greater plot of Star Wars, obviously, but it's doing its own thing and it's contained. All the characters are really well thought out. I'm just a big fan of it so far. Highly recommend.
I heard good things about it. I haven't. I've only watched the first 3 episodes and then I fell off. But I do want to go back. Yeah. Maybe I'll go back after Mandalorian's done. And
maybe I'll try it again too.
Yeah.
I watched
you
like
guys
20
can
minutes.
Swap back over to Andor, and I'll try Mandalorian season 3.
Well, I was going to say
Did you watch this week's Mandalorian?
I watched this week's Mando.
Oh, I didn't see it.
What's with all this?
There were like so many cameo people in this thing. It was ridiculous.
Really?
It was almost like another one. Really,
Last week was Tim Meadows.
Yeah, Tim Meadows was like a rebel or whatever they call it.
I think I have
Republican.
I think it's last week and this week I have to catch up.
Well, this week,
this
don't
week
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Oh, you don't want me to spoil it?
No, because there's 3, right?
3.
Well, there's actually 4, but one of them's like you wouldn't know who it was. But
they were in a helmet.
Can we give?
They were in Admiral Akbar.
Why don't you give 2?
Really?
I don't know. Who's spoiling it for?
I don't know. You can spoil it then. I'm not going to spoil. I mean, one of them I wouldn't care if you said who it was because I don't know who that person is.
Do the lesser ones.
Well, I'll say this: Lizzo is one of the.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh my god!
And she's not she's not
that bad.
Yeah,
is she singing?
No. She plays another cameo person's wife.
Oh,
and I mean, whatever. She plays a regular person. She's
not that bad, and neither was her husband. Wasn't that bad either.
And then the bad guy of the episode is the other cameo, which I guess spoils that episode, but whatever. I don't know. Mandalorian, I feel like I like the show, but
I just think it's weird that that last 2 episodes, for some reason, all these guest stars, it just doesn't make sense.
There's no plot this year. They're just like,
I thought there would have been more of a plot.
Driving around, going from planet to planet, kind of like
the Boba Fett episodes.
Yeah. But like this one starts off with them going to a planet and there's already Mandalorian there, and we're
not seeing much Grogu though either. Like not much growth.
But they ask Bo-Katan and Mando to do a job, and they're like, "There's a whole army of Mandalorians out there," and they yada an excuse why they can't do it. They have to do the job, and whatever. It's fine. I mean, Mandalorian is not heavy lifting, but it's not that good either. It's fine. Like there was a dinner scene where like every person sitting at the dinner table was I remember him from the cantina scene. Oh, I remember him from Jabba's palace. I remember him, like it's all really? Aliens, but not real people. So it's not like you're saying like, hey, there's Han Solo and there's Darth Vader, but it's like, hey, there's the squid guy from Return of the Jedi, and there's the Greedo guy from Star Wars.
Greedo's dead.
Well, Rodan or whatever.
He got shot by hand.
He shot first.
He got shot by hand first and never shot. His gun was. They did forensics afterwards, and they said he never shot the gun.
I watched Bodies. Did you see that one?
I have seen that one.
Okay, yeah. It was it's like a bunch of 20-somethings are going to have like a hurricane party, and
is that a specific kind of party, or was it because a hurricane was hitting?
A hurricane was coming, so they were going to this. They're all rich kids, and they're going to this one kid's Pete Davidson's parents' house, and they're rich, and then it's a horror movie, so people start dropping, and you figure out why. And I figured it out. I kind of figured it out a little bit, but what did you think of it? Did you like it? It was stupid, I thought, but fun.
Stupid for sure. I mean, I was skeptical going in, and then like the first like 10 minutes went by, and I'm like, I am really liking this movie. And then the person who had the most charisma was the first one to die. And I was like, oh my God. And then the person with the second most charisma was the second one to die.
The people that you wanted,
they were killing them off.
The people you wanted to
charisma?
root for were
What service is this on?
Showtime, because I think I watched it on Hulu. Right. So it was a Showtime movie.
Yeah, I have Hulu
with
Showtime now for Yellow Jackets. I got it for Yellow Jackets. It was like $4 a month for 3 months or something like that.
By the way, the first 2 episodes of the season, great. Yellow Jackets.
Wow, that second episode was amazing. Yeah. That was really, really good. I liked.
I gotta get back. I'm so shows that drop every week. Like I have a hard time watching them because I forget.
That doesn't bother me.
I'd rather it drop every week. I'd rather it drop every week.
I don't like it out there because then there's too much spoilers. Then you got to be careful where you look.
True.
I mean, Yellow Jackets is the perfect kind of show for that because then you can like talk about it. If
You get all week to talk about it.
or you
yeah.
can go online and look at like the theories because it's one of those
popping up.
It's one of those shows where like, oh, what's this all about?
You got the instant recaps that you can watch on TV that show you all the Easter eggs and everything.
Oh.
But I think my complaint about the season premiere this season was that like they just got to get on with things. Well, they got on with things in this second episode. So
With each
now,
other?
Yes, it was all scissoring through the entire episode.
Okay, I'll watch it.
There was sex.
There was actually there was sex. Yes.
Oh. You mean I think you're lying about the scissoring then?
Well, I mean they're all teenage girls, so they're not.
Oh,
Gonna
it's when they're little.
There's the possibility of scissoring because there's a couple that are together.
Oh, that's
okay.
true.
Van and
But I didn't have
Aisa.
I didn't have Yellow Jackets on my list of things I watched. I'll just go like Ted Lasso. This episode was
I keep
awesome.
forgetting to watch.
Oh, this episode was so good, and I finished.
I just don't have anything to say. I just sit back. I'm
I
nice
finished
about it,
Swarm.
I finished Swarm as well.
and
yes.
you finished that, and I actually talked to Angelica at work today, and she
She
talked
said
about
she
it.
hated the ending.
I like the
Is
ending.
that a Yellow Jacket spinoff? It sounds
No,
like
it's
Sounds like
Jacket Swarm.
it's I think the girl the star is supposed
Donald
to be like
Glover.
it's supposed to be
Oh,
like a
okay.
Beyonce type character, which I
He's
know.
not in it. He
wrote it and
I
directed
did,
it.
I
yeah.
did see the trailer for that.
And
It
so
looked
this girl
interesting.
is like a obsessed fan, and
she's majorly
like
obsessed.
if
It's
you
like,
tweet
yeah.
that you think this character, I don't remember the
Beehive.
whoever the Beyonce character is supposed to be, whatever her name is.
Nyjah?
Nyjah. If you don't like Nyjah, she'll track you down and kill you. Like it's one of those kinds of things. So like she's like going across the country,
It's a really cool concept. I
taking
like
on
it.
aliases, taking on jobs just so you can get close to you, so she can kill you because you didn't like Nyjah. But it's much more deeper than that. I mean, that's only like
who's
the
your
first-
favorite singer?
'Cause
You
she's
you think such is better than Nyjah?
She's not
Nyjah's
exactly
got
the-
26 Grammys.
Yeah, she brings that up like Grammys matter to
So
anybody in
is
the
this
world.
like a limited series,
Yeah,
or
it's
is this
like
going to be like
It's just
season
7
2 or
episodes.
7
Yeah.
episodes
Oh, okay,
on
okay.
Amazon Prime, and it's good. I liked it. I liked the end. I thought the end. I know Angelica didn't like it. I liked the way
I
it
liked
ended.
the ending. I didn't like the penultimate episode.
And actually,
but
I liked that
the
one
ending.
too. There was nothing about this I didn't like. The
Check it
end
out.
of it. The end of it kind of
You'd like
reminded me of
I put that on my list.
yeah. The end of it kind of reminded me of the end of King of Comedy. Actually, not to get ahead of ourselves, but
King of Comedy, King of Comedy, King of Comedy. Ed Hurley, he's in that, isn't he?
Mr. Buxton.
yes, Francis's dad. I believe I have that in a note coming up in an hour. Francis's dad's the announcer. What about you, man? Did you say go yet? Oh, you
I
did,
said bodies. Yeah.
I got one that you guys would. It's non-Korean, and it was really, really good. Unstable with Rob
Dude.
Lowe.
On my list.
Oh,
Unstable right there. I watched.
it was good. Oh yeah,
I watched the first 2 episodes.
yeah. I watched the first 3.
I liked it a lot.
It was really good.
Very
It really.
good.
I was thinking the Better Off Ted, and it's from the creator of Better Off Ted.
I don't know what Better Off Ted is.
I heard of that show.
That was
I
a
never watched
great
it,
show with Portia de Rossi
Okay.
and not the lead. I haven't really seen him in.
I felt
anything
this
else, but-
reminded me a lot of Shrinking, the Jason Segel, Harrison Ford show
I
that
thought you
we
were going
just
to Jason
no,
show.
sorry.
The
The,
one that
the
Jason
Apple
told you
TV
about.
show that Jason and I know watched, where he's a psychiatrist,
And he
he's
said
trying
that's
to-
coming season 2, right?
That got picked up for season 2, but Unstable seems to have a lot of that DNA in it
Yeah.
too. You know, a guy trying to overcome his wife's death and get on with his life and his kid.
But I recommend Shrinking if you haven't checked that
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah, I started
Yeah.
it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
Shrinking's great. Unstable, I've only watched 2 episodes, but it's really good. I like it. It's Rob Lowe and his actual real son, John.
Really?
Owen
That's his
Lowe.
real son?
That's his real kid.
Oh, well, I'm going to check that one out.
And I think they both wrote it or created it together, kind of thing. And is there
It's
somebody
nice
else?
to see you have something that we've watched or somebody else's.
And this is how you do it. You talk about it to the other person. Like,
You're not going to like my last one.
To get it over with now.
All right. It's called Wellmania. It's an Australian one.
all right.
That's
not
too bad,
Korean.
Yeah.
No, but it's about a woman who
Oh, that out. I'm out.
she goes to her home in Australia, like back home. She gets stuck there. She lives in New York, and she has to get back to New York.
Is this a COVID type of being stuck there?
No.
Oh.
She gets robbed, and her green card gets stolen. And when she goes to get a new green card, she has to get a physical. And the doctor is just like, she says, you will be a burden on the United States of America if you go back. So you are not getting a green card until you are healthy.
What's wrong with her?
She had super high blood pressure. She drank and ate a lot of drugs, and she was just a maniac.
Why are you looking at me when you're saying all this shit, man? I don't like this.
Sorry.
Wait a minute. The United States we have some kind of standards?
Yeah, in order to get a green card, I guess you have to have a physical. You have to be so that you don't go there and be sick. And
I find this hard to believe. I work with a lot of people, I think, that have had green cards at least at some point in their lives. And
well, this just might be Australia.
Maybe.
It also might be made up. I don't know the rules.
I know Australia has a lot of strict rules about people going to Australia. Like, you can't get a job in Australia.
Also,
anybody in
taking
Australia
things
can
into
do that
Australia.
job.
You can't take animals into Australia, stuff like that. Yeah.
My mom had a really good friend, still has a really good friend, and her husband was a Sony exec. He went to Australia as a Sony exec, and she couldn't get a job there because she was a teacher in America, and they were like, well, we have teachers here. She's like, yeah, but I'm a teacher. She's like, we have them. She couldn't get a job there as a teacher. She just had to be like a kept woman until her husband cheated on her, and then she left him and then came back to America. But yeah, she just couldn't work there because Australia had teachers.
And sexy women.
Oh my God.
They do have Elle McPherson.
A lot of convicts too, right?
It's all convicts.
Yeah.
England just
It's
sent
all
their convicts there.
convict
Yeah.
Except for the Aborigines. They
Did you guys have anything else that you watched?
I don't.
I saw Dungeons and Dragons.
How is
Did
that?
you really?
I'm hearing
did.
good things about that.
Andy never heard about that yet.
I didn't know you saw it. Yeah.
We spoke about it.
Did we speak about it? Oh, we spoke. We did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We did speak about
You're
it.
being sarcastic. And then
I'm sorry. I knew I talked to someone about it, and that was you. I drink a lot, man. I'm sorry.
So what? Seriously,
get a green card.
did you like it or no?
Yeah, it was pretty decent. I didn't know what to really expect going in. I don't think the trailers really sold it as anything special. And I guess it wasn't really special, but it wasn't bad by any means. I think Chris Pine was really good. In
Yeah, I
this
heard he was
role.
really good in it. Yeah.
Yeah, all the actors were pretty solid. There's definitely some I guess like plot contrivances, but I kind of looked at this movie as
That's the biggest word that's been used on this podcast, by the way.
That was like 4 syllables. We don't do that here.
there was a way I looked at it that the plot of this was almost someone doing their first D&D run, and they just used like the quick like 45-minute campaign.
They didn't play the
movie-
8-hour game.
Exactly, and that's what this movie was. So there's a lot of like quick things here and there, but overall it was pretty good. I wouldn't mind if they like kind of like kept doing like D&D like universe
series, like, kind of thing,
spin-offs or something, because there's a lot of potential here. And it was actually the smallest thing, not to go on too long, that I really appreciated is the people who use swords, and unfortunately this tends to be women in like TV shows, who literally looks like they just picked up a stick for the first time. They have no idea what they're doing. In this movie, everyone who had a weapon looked like they actually like knew how to use it. They went to choreograph
They took
training
the
or whatever.
weapon school or something
They
like
actually,
that.
Exactly.
they actually had a day of training.
Everything looked believable.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of like other like low to mid budget fantasy projects don't. And this one definitely sold me on it, but
Nice.
definitely pretty decent. Give it a
Pretty cool.
shot.
Nice. I'll
It's
check
funny.
that out when it's
I was going to say, I heard
streaming.
good things
Yeah.
about it, and the person I heard good things from was Connor, but I just didn't realize it was Connor.
Who was the lead?
Chris
Chris
Pine.
Pine. Yeah.
Was
Captain
he pining
Kirk.
for the fjords?
This guy's setting himself up.
Who else is in there? Hugh Grant, right?
Hugh Grant is in it. He was very good as well. He was a surprise entry.
I didn't know he was in it.
I want to. Is Michelle Rodriguez? Is that?
She's like Fast and the
I know her.
Furious
Yep,
person
yep, she
and
was
Lost,
in it.
Lost
She was
like
in
that.
it.
Avatar.
Avatar, right?
Yep,
yeah.
she's in it. She's
If you
good.
needed like a strong woman, like
Yep, that's that's
no
her
fucks,
role.
no fucks given kind of woman, that's Michelle Rodriguez.
Also the guy who was like the younger assistant in the Jurassic World movies, the black guy who's like always screaming and like being like a prissy little kid in the background.
In the Jurassic
World
the
movies.
first one with Chris Pine, where he was like helping Chris Pine with the Raptors. That one,
Chris Pratt and Chris
Chris
Pine,
Pratt,
and Chris
one of those-
Hemsworth and Chris Evans.
I get all
and-
my Chris.
I know all those Chris's we got in there. now.
I'm trying to think if he was just like always in the background, like screaming and being useless. He might have been Bryce Dallas Howard's assistant or something in that. Anyway, he's in this
Probably if we saw his face, we'd know.
much better role for sure in this. He wasn't bad at all. And then the last person, I don't know her name, is this little redhead. She was pretty good. She looks familiar, but I don't know her name. So
there's like a 50% chance I'll watch this movie when it comes on.
I'll watch it when it's streaming,
but
like on Peacock or something like that.
Did you guys ever? Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons?
I have, yes.
Yeah, Brian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I played one time and stopped like 5 minutes in. I was like, this is not for me.
It's not the guy from Bridgerton, is it?
Your picture.
He's also
changed.
in it. I forgot about him.
Your
but
pictures.
he's not the guy.
Oh, I know who
So.
that is. He hosted Saturday Night Live.
He was
He was on Bridgerton.
his character was actually hilarious in this movie. But the guy I'm thinking of was he was like a mage. He was like a skinnier guy.
Justice Smith.
Yes, Justice Smith. He was good in this, and I didn't expect that because
I've seen him before.
I really hated him in Jurassic World.
Man, I don't remember him from Jurassic World, but
he was
I've
in,
seen his face before. I'm not.
he was in
remembering
at
him from
least
Jurassic
two
World.
of the three.
well, I haven't
movies.
seen the last one, and the second one was
The last one's on Peacock or something.
I don't know.
It
if
wasn't
I'll ever watch
bad.
it.
I
The
enjoyed it.
second one was
I just like anything that has a
borderline
dinosaur.
unwatchable.
The second one.
the Fallen Kingdom one, the
Yeah,
cloning
that was-
thing. I watched it one time and I probably missed half of it because
should
my
watch it
eyes
again.
my eyes had rolled so far in the back of my head. I was just like,
I think
come
you should give it
on.
another chance.
Let me tell you something. I've seen 5 of the 6 Jurassic Park movies, and the first one is amazing, and everyone after that is.
Well, then, if you're not going to do that, then
Yeah.
I say go to Spreaker
Yeah.
or anywhere else you can
Yeah.
get our podcast. Google, Spotify, Apple, everywhere. Rate, subscribe, review, all those fun things. It's the Jazoo over there on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. It's been the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy, AEGonzo1 on Instagram, AEGonzo1970 on Twitter.
And I'm Brian, Papa Bad Kitty.
And I'm Connor. Variance Reviews on Instagram.
What?